Good afternoon. My name's Craig Cook, and I'm coming to you from the law offices of Craig L. Cook. And today, I want to talk to you, at least this time, the subject of nursing home arbitration agreements, what families should know. One thing that I want to tell you about nursing home arbitration agreements is you probably never know you sign them. Whenever you go into a nursing home, they slide documents in front of you. In Arkansas, there was a push to have a lot more of these enforced in the past, and they will litigate that to the end. In Oklahoma, they're not as quite as stringent on trying to be able to push those. You can get out of them a little bit easier than you can in Arkansas. So if you have a situation where you have a loved one in a nursing home, and just because there is an arbitration agreement doesn't mean it's the end of the world, and we're able to work around that. So what are arbitration agreements in nursing home contracts? They're basically an agreement to allow an arbiter, that is not a judge or a jury, decide what your case is worth or your loved one's case is worth. Versus if you go to a jury and a judge, you sometimes have a better chance of getting a greater recovery. I will tell you that if they are credible arbiters or arbitrators, that you occasionally can come out with a better recovery than you can with a jury trial. And I think you can certainly get there faster. Recent Arkansas court decisions enforcing arbitration despite federal pushback. In that regard, I don't know that there is so much federal pushback other than there is a general consensus to have arbitration. You can get around the arbitration contracts in the state of Arkansas if you know what to do on the front end, because what ends up happening when you file a complaint in Arkansas against a nursing home, they'll have a motion to remove that case to federal district court sometimes in these arbitration agreements. And if they do that, then there's certain ways that we can get around those arbitration agreements to get it back in the state court. So don't be concerned so much about the federal pushback in that regard. We have ways of getting around it. Like I stated before, may not be so bad. Oklahoma, don't see a lot of this. Oklahoma, I see that there are ways to get out of the arbitration agreements if your loved one does sign that. Pros and cons of arbitration versus courtroom litigation. I've talked about this just a little bit. Arbitration can get there probably faster to get an ultimate conclusion. But if you're in the state court, a lot of times you can get a bigger recovery if you have to go try the case. A lot of times also, if the case, I don't want to say a gut cinch, but something that looks pretty bad, then from an arbitration standpoint, I don't know that the value of it is decreased that much if it's a regular run-of-the-mill looking pretty bad versus if it's really, really bad, then you would want to stay in state court. What I mean by that is you can show that they were understaffing all the time, that they didn't keep things clean, that you can just see various egregious actions on the part of the ownership of the nursing home, as well as the management team of the nursing home. And you have a good audit or fraud detector that can show that they're actually not giving the proper care to the patients and your loved one who may have passed away. That kind of case you want to keep in state court because there's a greater chance of getting greater recovery. Next, critical things families should consider before agreeing to arbitration clauses. You really probably don't know that you're agreeing to it. What I mean by that is it's shoved right in front of you. You have no idea. Unless you're seeing this video before you put your loved one into a nursing home or other facility, you're not going to know you're signing that arbitration contract. And a lot of times if the person that's the resident that's going into the nursing home and they're lucid or able to know what they're doing, they're not going to know that they're signing an arbitration contract. So you really don't get to consider it. Either you sign it or you don't get in the facility. Steps families can take to protect themselves and their loved ones legally. If you like the facility and the only way to get in that facility is to sign that arbitration clause, I'm not going to tell you not to sign that arbitration clause. Where you can come to us is if something nefarious occurs or some type of negligence in both Arkansas and Oklahoma. And again, all of this is Arkansas and Oklahoma. Then come to us afterwards, and then we'll look at the things that we could do to try to get around the arbitration clauses and try to keep you in state court. Ultimately, you want to try to stay in state court because the push is for arbitration to take away your right to a jury trial in negligence cases, and that's kind of where they're ultimately trying to do. And once you start agreeing to these arbitration clauses, then it starts taking away your right to a jury trial. And as plaintiff's lawyers, We do not want to do that. In the unfortunate event that something occurs to you or your loved one, bring that file to us or contact us and we'll talk to you about the steps you can take and protect you legally. As always, contact us at Law Offices of Craig L. Cook by calling 479-783-8000. Get a hold of us by going to the website. You can go to the Contact Us button. Thank you.